So after you go up, over, down, over, and back up. So again, remember, not too little and not too many curls. Then you go outwards a little ways. And by outwards, I mean away from the initial line that you just drew here. And then go skinny, 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 and taper in to the initial line. Now I'm ready to start another line. Now where I start depends on where I want to go with this. If I want to continue to arc downwards, then I would start down here. If I want to go straight across, I would start up a little higher. So I'm going to arc downwards. So I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to go up, out, away from this one, down, then back inwards and up. And then when I do the skinny, skinny line, I go away from this line a little ways, and then a skinny, 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 and taper in. Now I'm ready to do the line across the top. And again, remember, if I do it like this, that is not the top. And I can tell it's not the top because if I were to have continued it, I would be crossing multiple lines. So you want to make sure that if you were to continue across, you would not cross any other lines. So you go from the very top to the very top, then the very bottom, and you never cross a line. You just go up to the line, and you go inwards towards the center stem. All right, so now I am ready to do another one. So I'm going to zoom out. And again, because I am curling downwards, I'm going to start down here. But I could start up here if I wanted to start going upwards. But I'm wanting to curl downwards, so I'm going to start down here. And then go up, over, down, back up. Then I'm going to curl inwards and taper off. And then again, because I'm tapering down, go outwards, away from the sky, skinny, 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 taper in. It's kind of like the horns of a ram. Top, bottom, bottom, middle, middle. Okay, I'm going to do a few more of these on pause. All right, so the last step, or sorry, the next step is to do your shading. So I'm going to zoom in and shade one of them. So in here, you're going to go dark with your pencil. Make sure you do marker on the lines first so that we don't want these lines. Those are just demonstration lines. Okay, so in here in the fold, go dark, dark, dark with your pencil. But make sure your lines are markers so you can tell the lines from the shading. And then on the part that curls up, you're going to go where it goes under, medium to light to white. Medium to light to white. All right, and then just a little bit of shading at the top where it starts to roll away. Okay, so I'm going to finish the shading part on pause. Just as a matter of note, this guy is really kind of too small. But because he's in a grouping of a pattern, it works out okay. I wouldn't do all of them this small because you can't really appreciate what the parts are. Like, it's just not as detailed and harder to pull off. Like, I've kind of lost the skinny, skinny part here because it's so small. So, but make sure you don't go too big. Just like all of these textures, you don't want a bunch of empty space. So I'm going to continue on with my shading. All right, so I have my shading done. And again, I am ready for the next step. So I'm going to grab my pen. And what I'm going to do is start close. And I'm going to draw a line along the bottom of all of them, kind of close to the lowest point. So that it's not too fat right here. Because again, we don't want a bunch of empty space. Okay, and then we are ready to do these curl ups. So we're going to go up and down, up and down. And what that does is it gives it a three-dimensional cylindrical look to it. Going to repeat. Up, then down. Up, then down. Can add some in between so that there's not so much empty, boring space, because empty, boring space is boring. All right, gonna do one more. Go up, then down. Up, then down, so that it's a cylinder. I'm gonna finish the rest of these on pause. All right, so we are ready to continue on by maybe making a new design. You know, you decide what pattern you want to do. I'm going to start one right here. So this is fishbone. So you want to make sure that your patterns touch each other and you fill in the space so that there's not a lot of empty space. And what's really cool is when it looks like a shape goes under another shape. That gives it a three-dimensional look. So this just went under that shape. So again, to make things look three-dimensional, you should have some overlap. That's where one shape overlaps the other shape. So this goes under and comes back out. That gives it a three-dimensional pull into the space. Right? So this is fishbone. If you want to do it, I recommend you watch the tutorial and not just try to. I'm not being very careful in how I'm explaining what I'm doing to make it. But, you know, what could I do in this empty space? I don't know. I could probably do something like this, which is squares, right? I could have, you know, any number of textures that will help fill up this empty space. I could have another chain that goes underneath it. All right. So again, we're calling this the roll-ups. Good luck.